De-Escalator is too good to not get nerfed. Not because it needs to be, but just because of how the devs have been balancing the game for the past year. I don't see a world where you have a gun that's good at horde clear, can kill tanks, heavily armored units, and stuns the majority of enemies in a single shot for around a second and a half, 2 seconds roughly. How does that not get nerfed, but they just went ahead and made it so handguns have worse handling for fun? That being said, I do want to explore just how good it is currently against all the factions and all the enemies, and just talk about it. Before we get started, wear an armor that gives you some form of arc resistance, otherwise bad things happen. Son of a biscuit. And you don't seem to do any damage to your own sentries when using this weapon, which means you can protect them by stunning everything around it, except for Bile Titans and Factory Striders. At this point in time, De-Escalator grants a few Krispy Kreme employees their very wish, making the game much harder in a solo environment, because it's doing 70% less damage, roughly, and takes twice as long to stun enemies. So I tested it in a 4-man group because I want to actually have fun playing the game. It's pretty nuts against the Automatons, but not for the horde clear, so to speak, although it's decent there. It's amazing at killing the bigger enemies. Tanks, if you're shooting the back of them, or the side, the back vent, and the back underside. Hulks, you can kill them in one shot, although I do believe the weapon's a bit inconsistent. We'll see that more later on versus the bugs. And you can take out gunships in a single shot. Hitting that shot is not simple. I gotta sit there and mentally envision it. Because I'm weird, I can sort of shoot something in a video game and I can remember how I shot it, and it's like a flash freeze, a flash frame in my mind, and I can just do it again. That's why I like projectile weapons a lot, because you can sort of predict movement. It gives you time to think. Gamers like combos as much as calorically rich people enjoy the 4-for-4 meal at Wendy's. De-Escalator into Senator. That's one of my more favored combos currently, because you can stun the Hulk and potentially damage it severely with a visor shot, and follow it up with Senator. It's a good time. I recommend it highly. Unlike other factions, you can actually destroy structures on automatons using De-Escalator. The bunker turrets, anti-air emplacements, mortar emplacements, those can all be broken by the weapon. You just can't destroy fabricators. You can't go in there. I mean, you can't blow it up the normal way. You may be able to break it if you shoot enough shots at it, but that's just a waste of ammunition. Moving on to the squids. It's pretty good against harvesters. Break their shield, preferably not using De-Escalator. Once broken, shoot it a few times, it goes down. I tend to go for around the blue area, little eyeball thing. That seems to give you the fastest kills. When I aim for its previous only real weak spot, which is the tube thing, it's weird. Maybe I'm just not hitting it, but it takes a while to kill it in doing so, and I tend to miss, or I have a higher chance of missing. Then you have stingrays. Those die very quickly to a bunch of stuff, but they're really cool to kill with a grenade launcher. Wunderwaffling Voltless does not get old. Shoot into a crowd and you'll likely get more kills than there are enemies, which is a bug, I think. But I'm okay with it, because it makes my kill streak number go higher, and that is a major reason why I still log in. Now, when you toss in the Overseers, it's still not bad, considering how other weapons fare against these enemies. You can shoot the ground and kill multiple Overseers at the same time. Depending on how far away they are, they'll still get hit by the arc of the weapon, the De-Escalator, but they won't be taking as much damage as you may expect. So if they're within a decent radius, it'll be 3 arcs. If they're further than that, could be upwards of 5 or 6, or more. But the cool thing is you can hit multiple enemies and at least stun them, so they're not going to mow you down. Against the flying Overseers, your best bet is if they're next to a building. Hit the building, hit them at the same time, all is well. Direct hitting them is not a crazy feat, but you'll likely only hit one as opposed to hitting multiple. So the building strat's nice, since usually they'll be skirting along the building together for some reason. It's like a little squad activity. Against meat mobs, it's the same as most weapons. Nothing that special. At least you can stun them when they're not charging, but aside from that, killing them quickly is not in the cards. You're way better off simply ignoring them or using other means of killing them. Honestly, high ground is your best friend, because then you can put them out of the equation if you're high enough off the ground, because they'll phase through it and beat the brakes off you. Leviathans are not real. They can't hurt you. Just go about your day as regular, and you'll be fine. Until you're not. If you can break the ground ship shields, it takes a lot of ammunition. I used 2 drums and saw no weakening of it whatsoever. And you also, from what I can tell, cannot destroy the Tesla towers for the Illuminate, which would make some sense if they're treated the same way that our own emplacements and sentries are. Against bugs, it's indubitably a fantastic time. if you're on a hunter seed, because hunters, wilburs, pouncers, and warriors get exploded in a single shot, and I mean they're gone. The horde clear is, dare I say, nuts, but then you look at how fast it kills Bile Titans, and that's also ridiculous. 3 shots to the dome, goes down. Hitting that exact spot is tough when it's moving, but wait for it to spew should be pretty reliable. Or have it just glitch out, stand still, and get decimated. That works too. If you can direct hit the head of an Alpha Commander or shoot it so the nade lands in front of the Alpha Commander as it's walking away near the face, it removes it and it bleeds out seconds later. Impalers get packed up expediently until they don't. You can hit the smooth spot, which is a weak area right where it connects to the purple bits of its armor essentially, and it'll die in 2 shots. But then sometimes it dies in 4, other times in 5. And if you're spamming away, you'll still kill it rather quickly, but I've had times where it takes more than 6 to die. That basically tells me I would probably be better off using my primary for this role, because a crossbow only takes 3 hits. I keep hitting this thing, it's new. Charge behemoths are an old pain, and similar to most weapons, it takes forever to kill them, unless you go for the wagon. Going for leg armor, good luck. Going for the face, good luck. If you can get behind them and blow off the wagon, that's the best move. Back shots are in season, folks. Best bet is honestly to stun it while it's charging and somehow get around it, because if you stun it at the end of its charge, it'll be stunned but still spin as a sort of F to the U. Shriekers are small bat creatures that fly in the daylight. If you can hit them with the De-Escalator while they're moving and whatnot, you'll kill a bunch of them. That's an if, though. Once they start attacking you, they disperse, so it makes it a lot harder for you to get value from the arcs. Impact on objectives is non-existent. You can't even destroy the eggs on the perch hatcheries, and you also can't destroy the shrieker nests. You may be wondering to yourself, Douglas, Senor Doe, Hunter, if you will, for being a little bit more formal. You haven't talked about bile spewers, nursing spewers, hive guards, which those aren't a big deal. The main thing is there's different seeds for bugs, and the seed you get heavily impacts your build. With the De-Escalator, it's the most fun against hunters. For me, it wasn't very enjoyable against basically every other seed the bugs can offer. And you don't have the best idea on what seed you're getting, because sometimes they just change what you can get based on the seed you're doing. For instance, doing the Race to Flag mission will almost always give you bile spewers. The Purge hatcheries, that used to almost always give you hunter seeds. And now it also has a really high chance of giving you a bile spewer seed. Your best bet right now is doing the E710 little raindrop icon mission against the bugs, because that has a high chance of giving you a hunter seed, which is enjoyable. That's where the bugs are at, because unlike other factions, they don't tell you what you're facing. They don't have their own individual factions, so to speak. There's no Jet Brigade, Incineration Core. My closing remarks for De-Escalator. It's such a fun and good gun. There's no way it doesn't get nerfed, which is why I can't recommend folks unlock it. Hey folks, spend 1,000 super credits and then grind hundreds of medals, which takes time, to unlock a weapon that will, in the foreseeable future, get butchered. I do recommend if they end up nerfing it, maybe the damage, if it will probably be the most likely thing. Make it so you have a speed loader, which do exist for 40mm grenade launchers, so you can reload faster. And also ditch the animation where every single time you go to load in a shell, it makes it pop out stuff, even though there's nothing to pop out. I enjoy the way you shoot the gun. It's fun to have a weapon that can be used as an anti-tank in the way the grenade launcher is, because it's a different way to aim. I mentioned this before, but if you look at how hunting games are structured, where you have many weapons, Monster Hunter does 14, that can all kill monsters. That sounds repetitive, it sounds boring. You do it in different ways, and that's where the replayability stems from. So having a gun that shoots like a grenade launcher, that is also an anti-tank of some sort, is fun. It's a different way to aim. But yeah, that's a weapon. I was going to include some loadouts, but I figured I may as well make a video about that. Maybe the top 5 fun loadouts for underrated weapons. Or top 5 underrated loadouts, so to speak. Who knows? Anywho, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Laters. I should probably make a video talking about this weapon and what it does in the current bug state, just for reference. That's pretty freaking... What?